Hello and welcome to this Affinity Software tutorial, which is aimed at beginners, not just to photo editing but possibly to computing as well. And we're looking at copy and paste, or cut and paste. Copy and cut are just versions of the same sort of thing but do things slightly differently. So as an example, I've set up these three folders here, numbered 1 to 3, and I have this text file. Now, copy and paste is been around for years. It's probably been around as long as Windows has been around, and is universal pretty much across all computers, be they PCs, Macs, and I'm guessing computers that run on the Linux operating system, and you can even copy and paste on your phone as well. So most people would know pretty much what copy and paste is, but for those who really don't, I'm going to get a version of this text file in each of these numbered folders. So, I mean, obviously you could just click and drag it into a folder and it will move it there. But on Windows 10, in the Home section, and I'm guessing it's the same with Macs, you have a section where you can copy and paste. And you can also select all and then copy and paste, but it's easy enough just to click once onto an object to select it, and then you can right click it, come down to copy, go to where you want to move it to, and then just click on paste, or right click and click paste, and it will put a version of that file in the folder. Your original is still here because you've copied it. Now if I go to folder number 2, I don't have to sort of copy and paste it again because it is still in memory, because we copied it into memory. So I can just do paste again and it will paste a second copy of that file in folder number 2. So going to folder number 3, this time I'm going to use the cut command, and when I use that, rather than copy it into memory, it will just cut it out of this folder, and when I do paste, it will put it into the folder 3, but when I come back to this folder, we do not have the original one here, because it is the cut command will pick it up and move the whole thing and not leave it from where we started from. So that's the difference between cut and copy, but the paste part of it is exactly the same. So coming to Affinity Photo, and this is pretty much the same for Affinity Publisher, Affinity Designer. In the edit menu you have all you've got the cut command, copy, and you've got quite a few different paste commands, and this is the sort of thing I want to have a look at. So I have this PNG file with the world map, and I also have this music background, and I want to sort of copy and paste this into this PNG file. And because it's a PNG file, the background is blank and only the world map is the actual image. Now for this, what I'm going to show you, it needs to be sort of it needs to have a blank background, so it would have to be like a PNG file. So what you could do is select the image that you want to put into this PNG file, and you can come to copy. Now you can come to copy in the edit menu, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, which is Control plus C. On a Mac is Command plus C. You can also right click the layer in the layers panel and select copy from there, and then come back to this PNG file and come up to the edit menu and paste, or Control plus V or Command plus V on a Mac. And that image is pasted as a new layer above the original, which in my case was the world map PNG. But if I want this to be inside of that layer, you'd have to drag it down and make it a child of that layer, or you can come to the Arrange menu and down to Move Inside. So that music is now only showing up in the solid areas of the PNG file. So let me just delete that. And like before, because I copied it, it is still in memory. So we got our background, but this time, rather than paste, I'm going to go for paste inside, which is Control Alt and V. And you click on that, it will do the same thing as I just did, but it will make it a child layer automatically for you. So it will save you the sort of aggravation of trying to make a child layer out of that sort of texture which I've put into the world map. So that is looking at paste inside. I'm going to move on to these two images, which are fairly similar color wise and what have you. All these images I got free off the internet. I can't remember exactly where I got them all from, but they were all free downloads. And what I'm going to do is add a style to this, and there's a styles tab over here next to adjustment effects, and then it's styles, and you have all these different styles. And I'm going to use this 80s gel one down here, so I click on that and it will put this effect on that image. Now if I come back to the layers menu, as you can see on the layer you've now got this FX symbol, which means that effects have been added to this layer. Now basically styles are just effects, but there are quite a lot of effects sort of all accumulated, so there's quite a few of them, so it would be difficult to remember which ones you may have added to this, and if you want to add it to another image it would be quite difficult to remember what they were. So if you have a ready-made style you can use that. But if I right click this layer that has got the effects on it and do copy, come to this racing car image, come up to edit, and then if you come to, rather than paste, do paste style, and that will keep the racing car image, but it will transfer the style only over from that image to the previous image to this image, just using the paste style. And as you probably saw underneath that there is paste FX. Now they're pretty much the same thing, because styles are just sort of a very complex effects. But if you have a sort of fairly minor effect, say like a drop shadow or something like that, you could use the paste effects or paste style. They should pretty much work the same. So moving on to the next one, I have this tram image which I did in a previous tutorial, and as you can see it's got 4 layers that make up this image, and I want to put that onto this textured paper. So one way of doing it is I could highlight all those 4 layers, right click and copy them, come to the paper and then edit and just paste normally, and as you can see over here in the layers menu it has pasted all 4 layers as they were. But as I need to resize this image to fit the paper, I would have to sort of group these together before I move one, because they're all, if I just move the background one, the lights that are in the image wouldn't move with it. So let me just delete those four and come back to the starburst one here. I don't need to do copy because it should still be in memory, but I'll just make sure that I've got it. Do copy, come to the paper texture and up to the edit menu, and you can, what I should have done, let me go back, I made a mistake there. When you highlighted the 4 layers that you want, come up to the edit menu and do copy flattened, and that will flatten those layers into a single layer. And then when you come to the texture that I want to put it on, edit and paste, as you can see now it is just the 1 layer, not 4 of them. And if I resize this now, all the lights and what have you will move because it's all 1 layer, and then it's just a case of finding a blend mode that I like where that paper will show through. I'll leave it on multiply for now. I can just about see the texture of that paper coming through the image. So that is the copy flattened, and then you just paste as normally. So the next one I'm going to look at is some text. Now I'm going to open one of these text files that I copied earlier. Let me just double click on that. So I set up this file earlier. It's just a load of the letter D's all over the page, and as you said, I've set it up in the Abigail and Dean font. It's size 22, and it's all centered and in like different paragraphs. So if I select all this text and copy that and come back to Affinity Photo, I have this text frame set up, and if I come to the edit menu and paste, it has pasted that in, as you can see, in the Abigail and Dean font, size 22, and it's centered. So all the formatting for that text is copied from Word into Affinity Photo as I typed it in Word. Let me just go back to there. But if I've got rid of the text now, if I come to the edit menu and paste without format, it is now pasted in the text, but it is just now in the basic Arial font, size 12, and it's not centered, it's justified, aligned left. So that is sort of the paste without format. I mean, it may have some effect on images, but as far as I know, it's sort of really for when you copy and paste text. So if you want the original format for the text, use just paste. And if you just want the text without any of the special features like the font and the size and the positions, then use paste without format. Now the only other real one is paste special, which I really do not understand what that does. If I click on paste special, this box comes up and it's got paste as, rich text format, Unicode text, enhanced Windows metadata, Windows metadata. Now if this was an image, it comes up with things like as a PDF and other options. So it's not really help. The help file, it doesn't even mention paste special. I put it into the search of the Affinity Photo help file, and paste special is not listed, so I can't really find out too much about that. But I really don't know that many people would use paste special, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I can't see you're going to use that very much. And let me just copy this bit of text here, and I'm going to make another text box down the bottom here. If I can just move this one, there we go, put that there. I'll make another text box below that, and I will paste in another copy of that text. So if I highlight this and I add an effects, let's say for example the where is it, outer shadow, to look something like that. Pretty horrible, I must admit. Let me right click the whole layer then, copy, come to this layer, and then paste effects. It has pasted the effects from the layer to that layer rather than copying it from the text itself. So I hope that makes a bit of sense. So that's pretty much it. I hope that has been of some help to somebody. Now before I go, I just want to sort of touch on some slight variations on the copy paste command, and for this I'm just going to do a screen grab, and I'm just going to do a screen grab of my desktop. Now the key on the keyboard to the right of F12, and I'm pretty certain this is the same on all keyboards, is the print screen command button. On my computer it's print SCRN. I think on a laptop I've seen it as PNT SCRN. Sometimes it just says print, but it is the keyboard, the key button to the right of the F12 button. You press that and then come back to Affinity Photo, and in the file options you've got new from clipboard, and then it has done that screen grab for you. So if you are going to put a question in to a forum or a Facebook group for example, you can do a screen grab of the screen and the problem you're having rather than try and take a photograph of it. You'll get a much better image doing a screen grab like this. So if I press it again now for example, and then do new from clipboard, it has grabbed the Affinity Photo screen and the image that I had open in Affinity Photo, which was that one. So as you can see, there is a use for sort of that is a sort of version of copying and pasting. You copy the screen and you paste it in. Now let me just come to document, and I'm going to just flatten this document, sort of make it a pixel layer, because what I want to look at now is the marquee tool and selection tools in general. So you got the rectangular, ellipse, column, row, and the freehand. So let's have a look at just the basic rectangle for example now. So if I select this area here, now you can come up to the edit menu, and no, sorry, it's not the edit menu, it's the layer menu, and you've got duplicate or duplicate selection, or you can use Control plus J or Command plus J on a computer, and which is what I normally use, is the keyboard shortcut, but I'm going to use this one while I'm here. Click on that. It will make a new layer, but just of that selection. Let me turn, if I press Control and D to get rid of that selection area and turn off the background, as you can see it is duplicated or copy and pasted just that selection area. So if I move it out of the way, for example, put it over there, bring back the background, as you can see it's not taking it away from the original, it has just copied that selection. Let me delete that. And just to show that it's, I mean, I'm not going to do all of these, but I'll just look at the freehand one. And we've got this on, let's do it on polygonal, and we've got it on new. So let's go from there. So I'll get back to the beginning, and then I'll use the keyboard this time, just do Control and J, and then Control and D to get rid of the selection area, and there you have the selection that I made from that image. So that's pretty much using sort of a variation of copy and paste, but using the selection tools rather than, you know, the whole layer. You can just use part of a layer. So that, I think, is finally the end of this tutorial. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.